What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. Today is Tuesday, November 21st, 2023, and we are in Massapequa, New York. Massapequa, Massapequa, New York, and today we are taking out a fairly new U.S. boiler, Burnham, Independence, gas-fired steam boiler. I say premature because unfortunately the system has been taking on too much fresh makeup water and it cut a hole above the water line. I'll talk about that later on in the video, but I'm going to show you step by step, along with Daniel and Peter, the entire process of decommissioning, removal, and installation of the Burnham by U.S. Boiler SteamMax 100. Let's get going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the Burnham Independence. I believe this is the SIN5, which makes this 140,000 BTUs. Let's take a look above the boiler, and you're going to see we're utilizing both steam outlets on top of the boiler. The one on the left, the one on the right. Above that, you're going to notice that we have a couple 90s here and here, and then we have a T, and then we have another T. But one thing I want you to take a quick notice at, observation, and I say this quite frequently: a good technician is observant of his surroundings. What is the difference between those fittings right there, right, and these fittings right here? You're going to notice that this and those fittings, the original fittings in this over 100-year home, like that one there, but not that one, not this one, not that, not that, not that, not that, not that, not that, not that. These are not steam fittings. These are not cast iron fittings. These are regular black steel fittings. Now, does it make it wrong? It still works, but you may see premature failure. It's the oversized system. Right, and that's why you... All right, let's start the process. We're going to go up here to the top. Come on, baby. There it is. Turn that switch off. We heard the click off. That thermostat relay. We're going to turn the gas off. And we are going to drain down the boiler. Now we are replacing this boiler because there's a hole above the water line on the cast iron block, right, in the steam chest area. It's also evident by the rustiness that you see down there. All right, it's water dripping down. You got a steam boiler and you got rust in your burner tubes or in the bottom of the combustion chamber. You're gonna need a new steam boiler. And if you're in the Long Island metropolitan New York area or in Charleston, South Carolina, reach out to me, Mike at mikeypipes.com. All right, we're pumping down the water heater. We're doing it the more we don't care about time method because we're using a small wash machine hose. It's not full flow. Nothing like hooking up the pump directly to the drain of the water heater. We have the gas off, so we cracked the union right there, and we're taking out the gas piping. We're gonna take it out to right below the gas valve. I started making some cuts with my bandsaw. Unfortunately, I got it stuck there, so I'm waiting on Peter to get the sawzall. We're gonna cut there. I already cut right there and there. So we're gonna cut there, be able to get my bandsaw out and finish this cut. That one's already done. And then we'll take out the boiler header piping. And then we'll cut out the copper dry returns. I don't know what they were thinking. They made this the equalizer, but what did they forget about the other side? Anyway, Daniel is having the pleasure of working on the bird's nest equivalent of a menagerie of low voltage control wire. One of the best things I love about the SteamMax by US boiler, Burnham, is that everything is pre-wired. Everything. The only thing you have to wire in is a thermostat, an L1, neutral, and ground. Now, granted, we generally take off all the trim, the steam trim, in order to get it into the home, the structure, for installation. But if you were intimidated by this in the past, your thermostat relay, your pressure troll, all that good stuff, if you are unable to follow that wiring schematic right there, if you are unable to decipher that, have no fear. Burnham is here. All right, now we removed the flue pipe. One observation, there was only one screw right there holding in this smoke 90, 6-inch, going into this damper, 6-inch vent damper. Now, the rule of thumb, and none on this, by the way, none on that whatsoever. As you can see, there are no holes there. The rule on the mechanical code is that there shall be 3. There's only 1, 2. There's only 2 here. 1, 2, 2 there. None on that one. Yeah, none on this one. 1 there, none there, none there, 1 there. Guys, if you think that silver tape, silver foil tape is going to work long term, you're sadly mistaken. Some inspectors accept it, and it all depends on your jurisdiction. So your jurisdiction have an authority. If they permit tape and you like tape, by all means go ahead. But there's nothing like having 3 screws per joint. Screws will not burn away or melt away or wear down like the silver tape will. All right? Special note to the other Mike who loves using silver tape, even though I tell him to use 3 screws per joint. All right, Daniel is diligently removing the electric. Here is our low voltage. There's our line voltage. And the only thing we have left to do is do some work over here on our return piping. All right, because we're going to be disturbing this water piping, we installed a 3/4-inch copper strap right there. And now we can cut this 3/4 boiler water supply. And then I'm going to cut the wet return probably right around here. And we're going to put in a Viega adapter there, brass, so I can have that dielectric connection to our 3/4 inch and a quarter return on the bottom of the Hartford loop right there. So just about done disconnecting, decommissioning. And then we're going to haul this out in one piece with something that a lot of you haven't seen before. Getting up and down those stairs, there's a little glimpse of it right there. A little glimpse of it right there. All right. We're strapping up the boiler to my power mate. Now, I bought this from LP International on the way home from doing a steam boiler with an apprentice/helper that I had about, I want to say maybe 9 years ago. His name was George Rodriguez. And I don't think we have any video on him. Maybe, you guys have to check. It's BM, before the other mic, or BOM, before the other mic time. So me and George, we did a Burnham Independence SIN4 direct replacement, had a hole in it as well, and I decided to take the old boiler out in one piece with a regular appliance hand truck And let's just say that was the last time I took out a boiler in one piece using an appliance hand truck and not this $4,000 PowerMate electric hand truck. So here we go. Yeah, get that money, Peter. Get that money. You got to pull it out, but you're going to have that little lip there, but make sure you don't get crushed between you and that wall behind you. You'll be all right, though. Okay? So now you have a little bit. We got your help here, so you may want to come up a little bit on your end. There you go. Pull. Okay? Now, up more, because that's going to crush your ribs. Okay? We're going to go down right there. Perfect. Now, we're going to spin it. You're going to turn. Keep turning. Perfect. Hold on, and you're gonna try to take more of it. I know. You're good. Look at that, you did it. Look at that, Peter, you did it. Nice. Good. Now, this is where they advertise. This could be done with one person. Okay, you ready? Yep. Okay, use the power of the buttons. I'm watching my feet, by the way. Peter F's up. I know, I do it all the time too. Now that's the wrong way as well. The other wrong way. Other way.
Oh, go down.
Down. Keep going.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. You don't gotta stand it.
Go down. Just keep going down. Now you bring your wheel up a step. Or two.
Can you make it to the next one? Keep going.
Probably. How much are we on the bottom of that now? Sorry.
You're over a foot. You're like 18 inches to this, away from the step. Are you all the way extended?
Go up another step.
Okay, so you're on that first step. Okay. Only way to learn sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, is by actually doing it. Okay. Now you're gonna have to turn, and, angle it towards us. Keep going. Now, I want you to extend it down now because you were too far away from the step. Okay, keep going. Go. We're gonna go back down to the original thing. Okay, now go up. Okay, now go right to the step. Come on, a little more. Now, okay, up. Almost. Okay, to the step. Okay, now lay it on the step. Go up. There you go. Okay, down, up, to the step. Okay, not too much. Okay, down. The next step. There you go. Okay, to the step. Okay, down. There you go. Okay. Okay, good. Up. Next step. Okay, down. Next step. Okay, up. Next step. Okay. Next step. Go. Now roll with it. Go. Okay. I don't want you, try to. You're up. You're clear. So try to wheel it away and get some good leverage. You can use that as a leverage point.
Bring it up. Bring the boiler up.
And next time I'm gonna lock in that. It's not locked in. See? Let's hold on. Okay, that was Okay, go. Let's put it out of the way. That way we can get that boiler off the truck. Right there. Use the leverage. You can, I could extend it. Have leverage. Keep going. Okay, now up. There you go. Watch your feet. Okay. 6.5 minutes. Clip. Not bad for your first time. How do you feel? A little awkward at first?
Yeah, I wish you could see more, because, like, you're kind of guessing.
All right. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is self-explanatory now. Here we go. Hold on a second. We have some stuff in the way. Slide it.
Slide. And it's not sliding.
What do we do? Okay. Oh, 2-inch pipe.
On the back, on the other side of the truck. Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's get this thing back on the hand truck. Is it on there?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
No, it's not on there. All right, loosen this up.
You can't pull on it. Yeah, lean it towards you. Okay, and down. Keep your foot there. What's up with that? Stay wrapped.
Okay. Good?
Yeah.
All right. All right, you grab that side, grab this side. Here we go.
Are you grabbing the hand truck too?
I have the hand truck and this and that 1 foot. All right, but I don't have the back of the hand truck. I have the front of the hand truck. Like right here.
Yeah, that's
If
what I was
you put
grabbing.
your hand there, you get fucked. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
I know.
Okay. Good? All right. Let's go. I gotta suck in my fat gut. I'm a fat pig. All right, here we go. First one. Good. Let's keep going. Here's how to do that. 2. That's right. That's 4. Your pump died because you used a 1/2 inch launch, you know.
Hold on, fella.
Yeah, what are you?
I'm stuck
Okay.
on my leg.
You're stuck on your leg?
Yeah.
How are you stuck on your leg?
I can move right now?
Yeah. Why don't you stand? Oh, you slide. I get what you're doing. Okay.
What?
No, you're not like standing. You're not like. It's all good. Let's go. All right. There's 2 more. This is 1. Yeah. That's 2, and now the 4. Okay.
Yeah, looking at me like I'm special.
You are special. because you're letting the whole hand truck slide down. You gotta like hold it there. That way it's all about the leverage.
But it has the...
Yeah, but it's not for that though. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. All right. All right. Huge shout out to the folks over at Uline. Shut up. This is the Uline H9099. 9099. This is their appliance hand truck. You can give them a call at 1-800-295-5510. And you can call them 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I think they're off on Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's about it. And they may even work on Christmas and Thanksgiving. You can call them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and the phone will ring once, and then you'll get a Uline representative on the phone. Not an auto attendant, none of that good stuff. And I've been using Uline for a number of years, everywhere from the combustion test result packing slips that we use to put on the side of the boilers and water heaters that we do a combustion analysis on, to the shelves and racks in our new facility in Woodmere, New York. Great company, not a sponsor of the channel. Check them out. They have tens of thousands of products in stock for next day delivery. All right, one of the things I like to do first is center my boiler with the center of the flue. So we're gonna scooch this over just a little bit so we're centered with that 6-inch right there. All right, we have our draft hood, which I need to install with the 2 wing nuts. And then we're gonna take a peek and see if we have a stainless steel chimney liner. Now, the reason why we need a stainless steel chimney liner when we're working with gas equipment is because of our stack temperatures. And yes, we do. We have a stainless steel liner right there. You can see pieces of it right there. Look at that. Now we pray that a reputable chimney company installed it and they put it in the right way. And we'll make note of that rust right there on the flue off the water heater. But as I was saying, the reason why we need a stainless steel chimney liner with gas-fired equipment, heating equipment, is because of the exhaust temperature or the stack temperature, which is considerably less than oil-fired equipment. So with oil-fired equipment, you will find that you have a terracotta or clay lining on the inside of the chimney that goes up to the top of the house. Now, years ago, when I first got into the plumbing industry, the rule of thumb was if I had a chimney that was on the interior of the home, we did not need a liner, a stainless steel liner. That is no longer true. All right. So like for this particular example, we have 3 exterior walls of that chimney, right, exposed. You have to have a liner. But back in the days, inside chimneys didn't have to have a stainless steel liner, but now it does. So the reason why is because the temperatures are significantly lower than oil-fired equipment. This boiler, for example, you'll have a stack temperature between 375 and 420 degrees. The problem with that is, in a terracotta lining, is that those exhaust gases, right, also contain vapored, very acidic exhaust gases. Right? And as that stack temperature, as the exhaust gases cool, right, the vapor or the vapor that's inside that exhaust gases will start to condense, and then that very acidic condensate, right? Think about a condensing boiler. The very acidic condensate will eat away the terracotta lining of that chimney. And what will eventually happen is, right, you will collapse upon itself. Right? And then you'll have a blocked vent situation. And if you have a blocked vent switch, like you have right here, going right there, I'll just pan into the other side, right there. So if the chimney were to collapse upon itself, or a bird's nest or something prevents the exhaust gases from going up the chimney, that should go off. Now, that's in a perfect world. Unfortunately, when we have a smoke Y in here, for example, there's a possibility that our exhaust gases will take the path of least resistance, which could go this way and out the diverter on the water heater. So, damn if you do, damn if you don't, but that's why it's always best to hire a licensed professional to not only install your equipment, but also maintain it on an annual periodic schedule basis. If you read the manual, which is right here, it clearly states that this heating equipment shall be maintained, right? Here we go. This boiler must be installed, serviced, and repaired by a qualified installer, service agency, or gas supplier. Improper installation, adjustment, alteration, service, or maintenance can cause severe personal injury, death, or substantial property damage. There it is. And it actually does specify in the service and maintenance section that it shall be done on an annual basis by a qualified heating professional. So don't neglect. Don't think you can play homeowner. There's certain things you can do. Yes, I agree. There's certain things you can do as a homeowner to maintain your equipment. But for everything else, there's MasterCard. Joking. Everything else, there's a qualified, licensed professional. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I put in my first piece, and I'm really thinking about using this piece as is to create the world's most driest steam. If you open up the installation manual, you need to be a minimum of 18 inches from the top of the boiler. This is not the top of the boiler. Top of the boiler here, 18 inches. The reason for that is that water is violently boiling in that pot that you don't see when it's on and heating, right? And that's getting all the way up here, by the way. So the higher you make this, right? If I only made it here and then I connected my steam headers, there's a good possibility that water is going to get into my header piping, right? Or my mains, and that's not good, right? You don't want to have it there. So you want to go as high as possible. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to take a 2-inch 90 and a street 90 and then come down. But I'm going to probably cut it up here though. And then we'll drop down and then we're going to create our header connecting to our equalizer all in 2-inch with 2 T's, 1 T to pick up this one and another T to pick up that. All right, I ended up cutting it about this high, about 60 inches off the floor because I'm about 60 inches and 62 inches. So right around there, 60 inches of height. Plenty of room where now we're going to create our drop header. I'm going to come down and whatever remains going up is going to be dry steam. Very, very nice. What we still need to figure out is why the heat exchanger here failed. Speaking of failed heat exchangers, in yesterday's video, I gave a huge shout out to a fellow YouTuber by the name of DIY HVAC guy. I follow lots of YouTubers, and I'm very fortunate to be, I guess, in the top 5 of most subscribed YouTube channels. So thank you, community. Thank you very much. 151,000 subscribers. But I gave him a shout out yesterday because I like to watch other YouTubers because we can all learn from one another. And as long as we encourage professionalism and doing things the right way, together, we can make the trades great again. But he had a very, very helpful tip how the average homeowner can take a match and check for a cracked heat exchanger in a gas furnace. Now, that's great for homeowners, but as a professional, right? But he also encouraged using a digital manometer to adjust your gas pressure to as low as 1.3 inches of water column on gas-fired equipment, as long as the state specifies that in the range. That's neither here nor there. You can use a digital manometer, right? Hook it up to the tubing before it goes into the pressure switch off of the inducer assembly. And with the furnace off, turn the fan on. And if you see any pressure increase on that digital manometer, you have a cracked heat exchanger, and it needs to be immediately condemned and shut down because a cracked heat exchanger, ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake about this. A cracked heat exchanger on a gas-fired furnace is dangerous. That it's facts. Don't let anyone else change your mind about that. Any crack in a gas-fired furnace of the heat exchanger needs to be immediately shut down and condemned, and cannot be operated until either the furnace is replaced or the heat exchanger is replaced. No other outcome other than that. Industry standard is for your own protection. Don't listen to anyone else who tries to convince you otherwise. All right, we're putting in our first piece. Peter's going to use the M18 Milwaukee Force Logic with the Milwaukee Jaws Black Malleable for MegaPress. I have a torpedo on there. I want to get that street 90 in there perfectly level. There's some deflection in here. We'll talk about that in a minute. And you can see we moved a little bit, but that's okay. right? Because there's forgiveness with this good stuff. All right, so we are working on the steam header piping while Daniel's working on the relief valve discharge. And I need to connect this to there. And I also need to go there. And I was thinking about if the steam is coming up here and going around, it's coming here first anyway, all right? Why don't I add a T here and then pick up the two mains? And then this will continue on to my equalizer. So that's what I'm thinking, right? Why not? Why don't I do that? I have a single steam main leaving that's going to pick up these two. If these were tied in together, we would never know. Actually, if they were tying together, we would never. Exactly. If this was tied into there with a T in the middle, we would never know. However, when in doubt, defer to the manual. And on page 19 of the SteamMax installation, operating, and service instructions, it says, no, there's an X here. Wrong. Take off bullhead into two mains. You can't do that. That's what I wanted to do. That's a no good. See, in the middle of those two. Like this. No good either. It wants you to do it like that. All right? So, unfortunately, we have to do it the way they don't tell us how to do it. And that's with our drop header. The alternative drop header. More expensive, more time consuming, but much better steam. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we got so far. 9:25, and for all the skeptics out there and the armchair, I don't know why you guys like to just, you think you're tormenting, but I don't really care, but you do get a response out of me. Yesterday, a couple of people commented, well, you have 4 jobs on site, so being done by 12 o'clock, is actually, you were there for, 8 times 4 is 32 man hours, and it took too long to do the boiler. Okay. Let's see you do what we do. Anyway, we came up with that nice long piece, cut that. We got the Viega G. Sorry, see the green? 2-inch MegaPress 90, Street 90, 90T, Street 90T. Came up with another 90, and that little nipple right there. And actually, it ended right there. It ended right there, but I'm good because the ring is right there for that gasket. That's our first main. Second main, we got a coupling right there. We're going to come across 90 and then 90 down into our T. And from here, we're going to connect to our wet return and our Hartford loop, creating that equalizer. Really, really, really nice. And you notice we're not using Apollo today because all the Apollo fittings we have are rated for gas. 300 PSI, but not rated for steam. I got a phone call. They say it'll work, but it's not recommended. So it is what it is. So we will take their recommendation and try not to use it. Now, I don't like to brag, but I like to work efficiently and effectively because my team knows, my family knows that when we're done, we're generally done for the day. And it is 10:29, and it's still November 21st, Tuesday. Today's Tuesday? Yep. Short week, by the way. We're off on Friday. The way I operate is my supply houses are closed on the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. So are we. Manufacturers are closed, supply houses are closed, and pipe doctors closed. If we have an emergency, I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to go out myself, and I'm going to take all the money.
Oh, I didn't know they were closed on the day after.
Well, McLean's closed. Burnham's closed. There's a company that's always open. I'm going to mention, but all the manufacturers are closed. C&L is closed. FW Web is closed. AF Supply is closed. I think Ferguson is closed. Bruce Supply is closed. Johnstone, I believe, is closed.
Isn't that Friday, though, like the most busy...
For shopping, retail shopping. We're retail shoppers, and we shop from...
Busy for, like, plumbers, though.
No. Thanksgiving, they say, is the busiest plumbing day of the year, but I have went on Thanksgiving Day a total of 2 times, and one was a flame sensor on a furnace, and I sold them a new furnace. whole new system. And the other one was no heat.
Wait, you've only gone out twice on Thanksgiving?
Yes, in my whole entire career.
Don't people say it's busy?
Now, however, New Year's Day is the best, by the way.
Last year, Christmas was brutal.
New Year's Day is the best because when I wait because everyone's off. Everyone, right? It's like Christmas. Everyone's off. But I answer the phone like it's a regular work day, and I go out there and I charge them the holiday rate, which is double. By the way, okay, I talked for a minute, 2 minutes. Let me show you. Really, Falv? Oh, okay, good. You got to admit, ladies and gentlemen, I said this yesterday, you can pull up a chair and you can actually sit in front of this thing all day long and just give yourself an attaboy. Give yourself an attaboy, Peter. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. There's a couple things left. Venting for our water heater, venting for our boiler, a total of 5 wires for our boiler. L1 and neutral, R, H, and W, and there's also a C that I noticed there because there's 3 wires there. And gas, which is right there, and gas to that. And, yeah, but this is nice. Really, really, really nice. I will go over all the piping towards the end of the video when we finish up. But everything here, everything on this boiler for press is by Viega. It's got the green on it right there, right? Boom, 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 boom. Pow, pow. Those aren't, but that is. And it really, 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 really came out nice. We're not done yet. So make sure you smash that thumbs up button. And also, I want to give a shout out to Patrick Presti. See, Patrick. Patrick just sent me an email at 9:37 this morning that he's not a HVAC guy or a plumber. He's mechanically inclined, very mechanically inclined. He has a very extensive mechanical background. And he just put in this boiler. You see that? Isn't that beautiful? The only critique I have with that boiler is this. Take a look at that mess. That's the zone valve wiring. And that's one of the reasons why Pipe Doctor does not install zone valves on new installs. But Patrick sent me an email. And basically it says that he wants to donate some extra stuff. Let me show you. Mikey Pipes, I hope all is well. Because of all your videos I watched over the years, I was able to install my new boiler and indirect, oh, come on, hot water heater? No, you don't heat hot water.
Unknown caller.
Go away. It's called a water heater, not a hot water heater. I have a very extensive mechanical background, but I was never in the HVAC field. See the attached image below. I have some leftover parts and tools I would like to donate to your company. I'll never use the tools parts again. The parts are brand new in the package. Can I drop them off at your shop one day? Thanks, Pat. Pat, you did a very nice job there. And I even note that unlike professionals, licensed master plumbers, your expansion tank is in the right orientation. So kudos to you. The expansion tank is in the right orientation. Not only that one, but the one, the ST12 as well. You got your X-Troll 30 and your ST12 both in the right direction. And you know what, Pat? You should give yourself a huge pat on the back. You really should. Pat, thank you. Thank you very much. Feel free to drop off stuff at my shop. Email me when you're going to come. That way I can meet you. Maybe I'll give you some like Pipe Doctor swag. For the rest of you, if you'd like to donate, the best way you can donate is to scan in that QR code. Okay? See that QR code on your screen right now? Scan that QR code with your phone, with the camera, and you will open up our PayPal page. The PayPal page to make a donation to the Mikey Pipes Philanthropy nonprofit charitable organization. In case you guys don't know, the Mikey Pipes Philanthropy charitable organization is an IRS-recognized 501c3 charity that I started when this channel hit 100,000 subscribers. Our goal is to provide free or low-cost plumbing, heating, and cooling services to those in the community who can't afford to hire a professional. We've done a number of jobs, including a brand new Bosch dual-fuel heat pump system in Vandergrift, Pennsylvania. We helped an older woman in Jamaica, Queens, who hasn't had running water in her home for 8 months. It was a very heartbreaking video. It's on the Mikey Pipes Philanthropy YouTube channel. Not this channel. Actually, it's on this channel as well. I think we recorded it in July. Me and the other Mike, we restored water to her home. And it was a very tearful and heartbreaking, yet joyous occasion. We've done a couple other little jobs as well. In Ozone Parks, Queens, in the Five Towns. You know, you can't judge a book by its cover, but, you know, when someone reaches out to you because they genuinely can't afford to pay a plumber to fix things, well, that's where my nonprofit comes in. So scan that QR code, guys. I really appreciate it. Every dollar helps, and you will get a receipt, a tax-deductible receipt that you could use to write off the donation. Thanks, guys. All right, while Daniel's working on the gas for the boiler, I'm going to relight the pilot for the water heater. I cracked my union before, and I got my gas valve on. We had the gas service off. It's back on now. I'm just going to hold down with the black control selector. And if you notice, see, it doesn't want to go all the way in, even though it's kind of on pilot. You got to put just right on pilot right there, and you push that in. I'm going to hold this down for about 15, 20 seconds, and then periodically, I'm going to spark it like this. And if you have a very quiet environment, you'll be able to hear that flame ignite. And in about 20, 30 seconds after that, that status light will flash. So this is what works for me. It was interesting how the gas was on the side of the house right here. What's also interesting is this back door puts us into the backyard. But take a look at that right there. Peter, what's that green pipe called with the upside down with the U?
House trap?
House trap, right? And it's going not towards the front of the house, it's going to the back of the house, right?
Yeah.
You want to know why? Back in the days, the cesspool was in the back of the house. I'm sure there's probably still not a cesspool now, and they ran the sewer line, you know, probably down the side yard and connected outside there. But, well, back in the days before there were sewers. Do you really?
Yeah. It's so
Wow.
annoying.
That is annoying. Yeah. Oh, there's our light. Okay, and now we're gonna turn this to, we'll turn it to A. And we have ignition. There you go. Look at that. Don't try to steal my contractor rewards code, okay? All right, so we're wiring up our low voltage thermostat. The two yellow wires that are marked thermostat, well, that's for your R, H, and W. And a side note, if U.S. boiler Burnham is listening, why don't you provide a pigtail for common? Well, guys, you should listen to us, installers, the plumbers out there who are installing your products for our mutual customers. A lot of people have that, you know, that Wi-Fi thermostat, that does not run on batteries, that requires a C wire, you know, for that neutral, you know. Think about it, guys, because we have to cut that brown wire coming from the transformer block to our Molex connector, which is the yellow and blue. We have to cut that, and here we're using the Viega 5-conductor lever connector, the number 221. I guess we could have used a 3-conductor block, but we only had 5 available, and if you don't feel like going to the truck, so. Right? Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's that moment we've all been waiting for. Filling the boiler. Power's on. We have a low water condition, or a low water indicator light on, or a low water cutoff, which is right there to the left of the sight glass. And once the probe senses water, that red light will go on. And as long as we have a call for heating, we'll have ignition. Now, on a side note, I'm a big fan of Dan Holohan and the lost art of steam heating, and his other books called We've Got Steam Heat. And one of the things that, you know, Dan Holohan and other dead men of steam talk about is having a pressure troll, you know, set at, you know, 0.5 pound to 1 psi of pressure. Jacking up the pressure. Did I overfill the boiler? Yes, I did. We need to drain some water in the boiler. There's a bucket over there. One of the things that Dan Holohan likes to talk about is having our pressure troll not set at 4.5 psi and a differential of 1.5, but having this main pressure, at around 1, which is not even registered on here, and 0.5. So, but the good old folks at Burnham, US Boiler, say this is where they want it to be. Which I don't like that, because the higher you make your pressure troll, the more fuel you're going to spend to give you the same result. All right, and if you want to look at guys like a DIY HVAC guy who like to use a digital manometer to save you fuel, money, because you're using less pressure to give you less BTUs, just saying, if you lower the gas pressure, now you have less BTUs than what it's rated for. So on a steam system, we don't need 4.5 psi of pressure. Yeah, I guess we can stop it right there. We're about 3/4, 7/8 full around there. That's perfect. On a steam system, we don't need that much pressure. You raise up that pressure troll, you're going to have other issues. You're going to have banging of pipes. You're going to have excessive fuel bill. You're going to have possibility of older steam radiator valves, air valves, letting out steam because, they're on their way out and they're not designed to hold back all that pressure. So, but US Boiler recommends where it is right now. Just saying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 12:20. It's time to show off. US Boiler SteamMax. It's the STMX 100,000 BTU gas-fired steam boiler. This is far superior than the previous generation, the Independence. We have a larger steam chest. Our steam chest does not contain the pins, the heat transfer pins, like the previous generation does. Those heat transfer pins are removed in the steam chamber, and we have more heat transfer pins where steam generation occurs, which is below the waterline. What's really nice about the SteamMax by Burnham is it comes pre-trimmed. That means the low water cutoff is installed. Our sight glass is installed. Our pressure troll, our pressure gauge, our pigtail, our electrical components are all pre-wired. Now, I get it. Sometimes you got to take all that stuff off to get into the basement, inside the house, like we did here as well, and like most of our SteamMax installations. But it does help us not have to worry about wiring the whole thing up when we're all done and we have that bird's nest of wire right here. Beautiful SteamMax by US Boiler. Pipe Doctor Home Services, 516-348-6300. We're at 1010 Central Avenue in Woodmere, which is in the southwest corner of Nassau County, on Long Island, in the great state of New York. And if you live in our service territory of Long Island and the metropolitan New York area, or also Charleston, South Carolina, give us a call. We would love to help you. You can also email me, mike@mikeypipes.com. Thank you so much for watching. Be well. God bless. Stay safe. All right, so one issue that we're running into right now is our Ecobee thermostat is not getting voltage or not turning on. It's not spreading its wings, so we're going to confirm which one of these yellow wires is actually 24 volts. So we're going to take our voltmeter lead to that, and
24 on R.
24 on R. Now I just reversed it, by the way, and our white nothing should be there, but let's check that anyway. And nothing there. Good. So between R and blue, we should have 24 volts. So we'll take the black off there, the red to blue, and we have
2 volts.
Ah.
Uh-huh. Nope, 24.
There you go. See? So now, once that's reconnected, because it's connected there, all right, basically what that is that you have 2 yellow wires here. They're not identified which one's R and which one is W, but one of these one of these yellow wires, right, is carrying 24 volts, and that's our R. And again, US Boiler, Burnham, if you're listening, another deficiency that you should change on, and that is having clearly marked terminals R, W, and common.
We do.
All All right, so we just got our thermostat call. One of the first things we're going to hear is our thermostat really is going to click. And then our vent damper is going to open. Okay. And then we have a click of our gas valve, followed by 24 volts, which is opening that gas valve. And now we have the tick, 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 tick. We may time out because I don't know if Daniel got any of the air out there. He didn't. So, yeah, we're going to time out there. Probably. So, for identification purposes, this is our gas valve. Okay. This is our electronic ignition module. This is our thermostat relay, not the black harness, but the brown component behind it. Our transformer. Our line voltage wiring block. On this other right side, we have our skim tap, 15 psi relief valve, boiler drain, automatic vent damper. Let's pan over to the left side. Pressure control, pressure gauge, sight glass with upper and lower valves. Lower valves has that drain port right there. And of course our low water cutoff. Complementing that, the blocked vent damper switch, or blocked vent switch, also known as spill switch. Our piping out of the left-hand bottom side of the boiler, we came out with a 2-inch black nipple, followed by a 2 by 3/4 steam T. The 3/4 side is picking up our water feed. So here we use a 3/4 inch black 90, a nipple, a Viega brass female adapter, that's our dielectric connection, and of course our water supply. Another nipple, 2-inch, steam 90, another nipple, a steam 45, another nipple. This is our Hartford loop T, 2 by 1.25 inch. Out of that side, that 1.25 inch side, we got an 1.25 inch nipple, and this is a close. Shoulder. No, close. Close nipple, and then another Viega dielectric. I'm using it as a dielectric female adapter to pick up our copper wet return. At the top of the Hartford loop T, a long nipple, and then we'll talk about our fittings. Top of the boiler, we came up with, I think that was a 30 or 40 inch piece. It was high. Complemented that with 2-inch Viega MegaPress 90, street 90, another 90, a nipple, a T, with our nipple picking up our first main, steam main, with a 90 and 90. Little nipple coming out, that was just good enough. Street 90, our T, thermostat. Nipple, 90, another long nipple here, an elbow, and then our 2-inch MegaPress coupling to pick up the steam main that's going towards the front of the house. All in all, quite beautiful job that we did here. And full disclosure, it is 11:45, and beautiful job. Ain't that right, Daniel? Beautiful, beautiful job. U.S. boiler, SteamMax. Good morning, Daniel. You parked a little too close to the hedges. How you doing? So you haven't seen this job before, but I told you it to be better than it was yesterday. So you ready? Let's go. Kind of like what we're gonna see eventually, according to some, on yesterday's SteamMax installation. You know what? We're all human. We make mistakes. Just like the folks over at FW Web, they delivered not the green MegaPress by Apollo, but the yellow. Now, you best believe yesterday during that live premiere, when someone made a comment about the rating of the gasket inside, that I immediately checked. And of course, that gentleman was correct. And there's a few people that commented as well. So eventually, I'm not going to take time out now during a busy season because it will work according to the Apollo rep for Apollo, the rep over at FW Web, and I'm waiting on a call back from the folks over at Apollo Valve to see how long it'll last. All right, now it's rated for slightly less than steam temperature, but pressure to like 300 psi. So we shall see. But lo and behold, a mistake was made, and this mistake will be corrected if and when it fails, or when we have like a dead day. Kid you not. I will happily throw out $1,000 of fittings because I believe in perfection. Now, we're not perfect because only God is perfect, but we make a mistake, we own up to it, and make it right. Okay, enough of that. Let's go back to this boiler.